Now here's our top story. The temporary truce between Israel and Hamas is now in place. The first group of Israeli hostages comprising women and children have been released and handed over to aid workers from the International Committee of the Red Cross. 50 hostages are expected to be released by Hamas during the 4-day truce. Separately, 12 Thai nationals who were held by Hamas have been released. Thailand's Prime Minister said that they will be followed by 39 Palestinian detainees held in Israeli jails. It is part of a deal mediated by Qatar that includes a 4-day pause in the fighting by Israel and Hamas in Gaza.
After more than 6 weeks of the brutal Israel-Hamas war, which has seen thousands of civilian deaths, finally the temporary ceasefire came into effect in Gaza on Friday. Within hours, humanitarian aid trucks carrying medical supplies, fuel and food entered Gaza. Allowing entry of aid into Gaza is one of the main points of this Israel-Hamas truce deal. However, explosions were heard in northern Gaza moments after the ceasefire came into effect. That wasn't all. Israeli troops fatally shot 2 Gazans and wounded 11 others as they headed toward northern Gaza despite warnings by Israel not to move towards the main combat zone.
إلى سكان قطاع غزة، الحرب لم تنتهي، الهدنة الإنسانية مؤقتة. منطقة شمال قطاع غزة هي منطقة حرب خطيرة وممنوع التجول بها. من أجل سلامتكم عليكم أن تبقوا بالمنطقة الإنسانية الموجودة في جنوب قطاع غزة.
People were seen walking back to their destroyed homes in northern Gaza, hoping to get back belongings they were forced to leave when the Israeli airstrikes started about 6 weeks ago.
راجعين على بيوتنا نشوف نتفقد أوضاعنا أحوالنا كيف بيوتنا، نجيب أواعي نجيب غيارات نجيب اللي بدنا إياه، مش لاقين غاز مش لاقين أكل مش لاقين شرب. يعني الوضع مأساوي جدا، الواحد يعني يروح يموت أحسن له.
3 days of the truce period remain, and any escalation in civilian casualties will put Israel under the scanner and most likely draw condemnations from across the globe. With Vishal Vivek, Parmeshwar Bava for NDTV.
Only 15 meters of drilling is left for rescuers to reach the 41 construction workers trapped in the Uttarakhand tunnel, officials have said, but fresh hurdles have emerged in ongoing rescue operations being conducted at Silkyara tunnel as machines have been stopped and now efforts are being made manually to inch closer to the trapped workers. Auger machine has encountered some difficulty. 13 days are over now, but authorities are not giving any time frame because unexpected hurdles have been delaying the work.
Which I am reinforcing, okay, we are going to be very, very careful in the further progress. शुरू में तब भी काफी जल्दबाजी के साथ काफी अच्छा प्रोग्रेस हुआ था क्योंकि उस मलबे के अंदर डेब्री के अंदर उस तरह की अर्पण नहीं मिली थी, बट नाउ इफ वी हैव टू एनकाउंटर मोर ऑफ इट देन वी हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल. निगरानी जो है उसकी कोई कमी नहीं है. Lots of officials, highest officials are all there carrying out this thing and carrying out confidence building all the time. The foreign consultants continue to remain there. 2-3 दफे वो टेलीविजन पे भी आए हैं, बहुत अच्छी उसकी इमेजरी हुई है. It has created a more sense of confidence in everyone.
As day 13 comes to an end, there is no report or confirmation when will this operation get over. And the 41 trapped construction laborers are likely to spend one more night in the Silkyara tunnel. So what happened through the day? Today we were informed that perhaps the auger machine, the key machine which is sort of doing all the drilling inside the tunnel, stopped working yesterday and was not operational till 5 p.m. in the evening. A short while ago it started operating, but yet again it hit some sort of iron or a metallic object, and after which the drilling has been suspended. One of the NDMA officials has confirmed that 15 meters is yet to be drilled so that the pipes which are being installed from the last 3-4 days will reach towards the location or close to the location where the laborers are trapped inside this tunnel. It has been multiple times since we have seen that how this auger machine has been hitting a metallic object in the rubble, in the debris which has fallen from top of the tunnel of this, from top of the Silkyara tunnel, after which the laborers were trapped on November 12. And though the NDMA officials in today's briefing had hinted perhaps that they have got a ground radar system through which they know that in the next 5 meters there is no metallic object, but hours after the press briefing, the auger machine which has started drilling inside the tunnel yet again hit a metallic object, after which the drilling has been suspended. Though all the health facilities are on a standby, we saw repeated briefings among the NDRF officials because the NDRF members, a 15-member team has been constituted, which will go inside. Today a lot of mock drill happened. We saw that how a stretcher fitted with wheels were pulled inside that pipe to see that how far it can go and what would be a key challenge when they will be pulling out the laborers one by one. The standard operating procedure, what has been decided here is that one NDRF official will cross through that tunnel which is being laid inside the tunnel, that big diameter pipe, and then he will go on the other side, will do the preliminary health checkup of all the 41 trapped construction workers, and then one by one the laborers will lie on the wheeled stretcher and somebody from this side will start pulling it, and one after the another all the 41 men will be brought on the safer side of the tunnel, after which within the tunnel, within or inside the tunnel, there will be another round of health checkup to see the vitals, and after which the relatives, the family members of those 41 trapped construction laborers will also be allowed to see them, to meet them, to talk to them, and after which 42 ambulances have also been parked here right near the construction site and in and around this area, so that there is no traffic congestion. A green corridor will be made through which all the 41 laborers will be shifted to a nearby makeshift hospital.
Moving on, the wreath-laying ceremony for the 5 soldiers killed in the Rajouri encounter was held today. 2 Pakistani terrorists were also eliminated in the operation. But the big worry is that 20 to 25 terrorists could be still operating in Rajouri and Puch.
At Ajot village, right next to the LOC in Puch, hundreds gather to pay last respects to Havaldar Abdul Majid, the para-commando who was killed in action with 4 other officers and soldiers in Kalakot forest of Rajouri. The fallen soldier was laid to rest with full military honours. 60-year-old Muhammad said he is proud of his commando son who sacrificed his life for India.
कौन सी चीज आपको ये कहते हैं एक बाप ने अभी अपने बच्चे को दफन किया तो फिर आप
हमको थोड़ा ये दिल में जो है ना हमारा दिल कहता है, क्योंकि हमको फख्र है इस चीज का, जिस ये हमारी माँ है। लड़ते रहेंगे जब तक ये जड़ खत्म ना हो, तब तक लड़ते रहेंगे। हर एक आदमी लड़ेगा हमारे लिए, देश के लिए जान कुर्बान।
This is the second soldier from this family who has laid down his life while fighting militants. Entire Ajot village has turned up to pay last respect to fallen soldier Havaldar Abdul Majid, who was laid to rest amid full military honours.
As the army paid homage to their 5 fallen heroes, the army's chief Northern Command said the 2 terrorists killed in the encounter were highly trained in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and their killing is set back to terror ecosystem. The terrorists, according to army, had used small cave as a hideout in the forests of Kalakot in Rajouri, and such hideouts are difficult to detect and breach.
इनकी ट्रेनिंग कई देशों में हो सकता है हुई हो, पाकिस्तान, अफगानिस्तान हो सकता है वहां भी इनकी ट्रेनिंग हुई हो, और ये काफी ट्रेंड फॉरेन टेररिस्ट थे, और इसलिए इनको खत्म करने में थोड़ा वक्त लगा, लेकिन हमारे बहादुर जवानों ने प्राणों की चिंता ना करते हुए भी ये सराहनीय कार्य किया.
According to army, the terrorists were involved in the Dangri civilian killings early this year.
बट मैं मान के चलता हूं कि आज की तारीख पे 20 से 25 यहाँ पर आतंकवादी होंगे जो इस एरिया में ऑपरेट कर रहे होंगे. 1 साल के अंदर हम इसको भी बहुत अच्छे से कंट्रोल कर पाएंगे.
In Rajouri, Nazir Masoodi for NDTV.
In Agra, while the families were grieving the loss of their son Shubham Gupta, UP Cabinet Minister Yogendra Upadhyay and BJP MLA DS Dharmesh were seen doing photo ops, forcing the grieving mother to pose with a check. The mother was mourning the loss of her son and she was clearly saying that please do not do these theatrics, but netas
मुझे सब कुछ नहीं चाहिए मेरे ये प्रदर्शनी मत लगाओ
Well, the Supreme Court raised tough questions on Friday against petitioners in the case linked to a report by a George Soros-funded group that targeted the Adani Group. Why must we take foreign reports as the truth? We are not rejecting the report, but we need proof, said the top court. So what proof do you have against the Adani Group? Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud told the petitioner's lawyer, Prashant Bhushan. The Organised Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, funded by billionaire George Soros, had alleged insider trading in the Adani Group via two foreign investors. The Adani Group has called them recycled allegations. Supreme Court has also asked SEBI what action was taken on short sellers.
Earlier, the Supreme Court appointed expert committee has submitted its report, and today when the matter was taken up for hearing, SEBI submitted its status report. So SEBI investigated a Hindenburg report on three different aspects as per Supreme Court order. The first aspect was the allegation that were leveled against Adani Group of companies. On that aspect, SEBI told Supreme Court that 22 out of 24 issues have been investigated by SEBI. On remaining two issues, investigation is still underway because the SEBI sought information from foreign regulators, and because the information is yet to be received by SEBI, that's why the investigation is pending on those two aspects. On the second very important aspect about the expert committee's recommendation over strengthening a regulatory framework, for which SEBI told Supreme Court that whatever the recommendations that have been put forth by Supreme Court appointed expert committee have been taken on record by both SEBI and also Finance Ministry, and that will be acted upon. And the third very important issue that was raised by Supreme Court was how to protect the interest of small investors on issues whenever the short sellers go for such an attack, and that's why Supreme Court has asked SEBI to ensure that the interest of small investors are protected on such episodes.
Well, time for a quick break on the show. More on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and several other central BJP leaders are in Telangana this week for the last big push before Telangana elections. Amit Shah held a mega roadshow in Hyderabad on Friday. NDTV's Uma Sudhir brings us his ground report.
Along with the state BJP chief, Mr. Kishan Reddy, and the candidate from Amberpet, Mr. Krishna Yadav, who is contesting from here. This is the last phase of the campaigning here in Telangana, and that's the reason why after the campaigning has ended in Rajasthan, they are going to increase their presence here on the ground here in Hyderabad, because they know that this is an area that they could possibly be getting more of seat presence here, because they do know that for the BJP it is Hyderabad and the northern part of the state that could be the more powerful, more effective place for them to be able to garner the votes. Amit Shah is planning road shows, public meetings in all those areas which they think they have a strength in and where the big push can be given, and they are in fact hoping that they will be increasing not just their vote share. The last time 2018 showing was fairly poor, just about 7% vote share, but in the 2019 elections their vote share had gone up to 19%, and more importantly in the GHMC elections they had managed to get 48 of the 150 corporators or wards here in Hyderabad, and they know that there is a lot of goodwill here in Hyderabad which they are wanting to capitalize on. In Hyderabad, with camera person Nagraju, Masuddin, NDTV.
Amid outrage over a series of deep fake videos on social media, Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar on Friday said that the centre will soon appoint an officer to take appropriate action against such content. He also said social media platforms have been given 7 days' time to align their terms of use as per the IT rules.
A day after Communication and IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw issued directions on formulating new regulations to deal sternly with deepfake type content, his Deputy and Minister of State Rajiv Chandrasekhar chaired a second meeting with social media intermediaries on Friday. The intermediaries were firmly told to crack down on deepfakes and misinformation. The minister told the intermediaries that the existing laws and rules have clear provisions to deal with deepfake type content. Artificial intelligence generated content including deepfakes are covered under Rule 3(1)(b). They must publish in simple language that deepfake is prohibited on their platforms. A Rule 7 officer will assist an aggrieved social media user to file an FIR if approached. There must be 100% compliance to IT Act and rules. The government will show zero tolerance to violations. According to sources in the Ministry of Electronics and IT, the social media intermediaries were told that under the IT rules, in case of violations, intermediaries will have to take action within 36 hours and within 24 hours in case of deepfake type content. Police officers may register FIRs at any point and make intermediaries a party in the case. Police officers may also seek any additional information from the intermediary. Cyber law expert Pawan Duggal says weaknesses and gaps in the existing 23-year-old IT Act law and IT rules are being misused to spread deepfake type content and misinformation on social media platforms.
Why do you think that despite an IT Act, the existing IT rules, deepfake video content, misinformation content are getting viral? Why do you think that the existing legal and law provisions that we have in this country are not having a deterrent impact on those people who are spreading these kind of deepfake content?
Today we have in place the Information Technology Act, which is a 23-year-old legislation. So trying to have outdated tools to deal up with new challenges is not a very fructifying approach. And that's the reason why the existing legal framework is not at all adequate to deal with the challenges of either regulation of artificial intelligence or to prevent the misuse of deepfakes.
In Delhi, with camera person Azam Siddiqui, Himanshu Shekhar, NDTV.